All right, folks. Ukraine, United States, NATO, they are kicking a hornet's nest in Russia. It's incredible. They continue to poke the bear in the eye. There is no talk of peace, no land for peace, like they scream of every day as it relates to Israel and the Gaza Strip and the Palestinians. They never call for peace, but they continue to do these incursions to raise the level. And maybe it's just the Ukrainians looking to poke the bear, so that NATO has to come and react. But state of emergency declared in Russia's Kursk region after Ukraine attack. Locals angry at security failure. So the governor of the Russian border region Kursk on Wednesday said declared a state of emergency, also tightened security around nearby nuclear plant amid a major ground and cross-border incursion by Ukrainian forces led by fast-moving armored vehicles, all of which kicked off the day earlier. So apparently, the Russian army isn't there. Russian defense minister has described the enemy's movements into Russian territory have been prevented, but that the operation of the destruction of Ukrainian army units is continuing. So this video on Twitter, on X, basically shows what looks like a bunch of buildings that were bombed out. So a little update on the Iran situation. Is it the 9th of Av? Will they strike earlier? Will they kick off strikes? Or will they continue to make Israel sweat? And it looks like they're trying to make Israel sweat, to be honest, with the various NOTAMs that are the notice to airmen not to fly. And that's what this article is about. Zero Hedge, do not fly alert over Iran issued for airlines during oddly specific night hours. Egypt has just issued a rare and oddly specific NOTAM, notice to airmen. So all the pilots, they get these notices and they can get them online, and they also get them in paper format of upcoming notice to airmen items saying, you can't fly here, you can't fly there. There's a dome of airspace that you're not allowed to fly over, for specific periods for military training, whatever it may be. This is it's the notice to air emissions alert. NOTAM, notice to airmen, is what it's colloquially known as, instructing all of its airlines to avoid Iranian airspace for a 3-hour period in the overnight and early morning hours of Thursday. So early morning hours of Thursday, so that's tonight. All Egyptian carriers shall avoid overflying Tehran. No flight plan will be accepted overflying such territory. The notice says specifically the instructions are valid from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time rather. Will the big expected Iranian retaliation be tonight? 0 hour may be approaching. Now again, I think this is kind of a trick to make Israel sweat, to force them into lockdown again, to kind of play chicken with them a little bit and make them wonder. They're not going to do this. They're not going to put out one NOTAM with no fly zones and a 3-hour range, and all of a sudden, send all their missiles across. That's too obvious because Israel will be ready for it. So what they're doing is they're wasting Israel's resources by creating these NOTAMs, these no-fly areas, no-fly zones, and getting all the countries to think that something's happening, and they're burning a lot of money as airlines can't fly, as businesses shut down, as people head to bomb shelters, and the economy grinds to a halt during this period. So Iran is just destroying the economy of any nation against it basically by doing this, and gaining the advantage of the fact that Israel doesn't really know when Iran's going to strike, and that's part of the plan, obviously, in a war, right? So it says, based on a report from Iranian authorities to all civil aviation companies, flights over Iranian airspace are to be avoided. The unnamed official was quoted as saying. A flight risk monitor identified as Ops Group has further told the same publication that such a NOTAM from Egypt is very unusual. So somehow Egypt knows about this. Do the various Arab neighbors know what Iran has planned? The aviation industry group explained further that it is possible that this is an indicator of an Iranian response to Israel, and in turn a potentially large set of airspace disruptions. At the time, there may be another reason. So again, you have this tweet. Iran to attack Israel tonight? Question mark. Iran warns all commercial air carriers to avoid airspace, signaling a possible attack in the coming hours. The overflight restriction is effective 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Interesting. So I don't know what that means, but there you go. Now, I came across this Twitter here. This is an F-22. This is from Ops Source Intel. And heads will turn when the F-22 Raptor has a word with the IRGC soon. And we know, like I said, there's F-22s, there's F-18s, FA-18s heading over there. There's warships, aircraft carriers. They're getting ready for something, and it looks to be more than what was happening, during the first volley of missiles and drones. So we'll see. Very interesting stuff. So I'm going to mute that, but stay tuned, folks. Things are heating up real fast in the Middle East. Keep your eye on it. Be prepared. Keep your gas tanks full at all times as much as you can. That's going to be kind of one of the easiest things you can do. You got to drive, so best to keep it full as often as you can, so that if you have to bug out, if you have to move, if you have to use that gas for your generator, etc., whatever it may be, it's available for you. So be prepared. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.